A rotating book. A rotating coin. Here's a tube of some kind. Rotating. I've been rotating 3D objects in 2D space for too long. And the thing that started all of it, rotisserie chicken. I was at the grocery store, and in the chicken section, they had a song that was just repeating, and it was Kayang nom sot, Kayang nom sot. And it got stuck in my head, and I felt I had to do something. I had to make an animation of it. So after some very difficult decisions, this is what I came up with.
Kayang nom sot.
To rotate the chicken, I started with this line. This is sort of a cross section. If you cut the chicken like right down the middle, you can see the breast kind of pops out, and the back is the more of the flat part. And also once I had this line rotating, I think it looked good. I tried to continue with the lines. I tried to draw lines like the outline of. I couldn't get it. It looked terrible. I couldn't imagine where the lines were, so I had to switch to shape, and it worked. Instead of thinking about drawing lines and the sort of silhouette, I used a big fat blob brush that wouldn't let me do any details, and I kind of broke it down into different parts, and it works great. And that was the hard part. Once I had this, it was all just kind of busy work after this. Just lines and fill. And then some shading and blurring, and done. But that's a distinction that's helped me many times. The line versus shape, or kind of stroke versus fill, is maybe another way to think about it. Some animations, I start with lines, like this one. Some animations, I start with shapes, like this one. And then, once I have the shapes, again, the lines are easy. It's almost tracing at that point. But this chicken animation was a bit of both. Started with a line, went to a shape. You get the idea. But I have to say, my best animations come from starting with shapes. 9 times out of 10, shapes produce the best animations. And I'm not the best at drawing, so shapes are easier for me. I get a big blob brush, and I just think about parts of the body or parts of whatever's moving, and then I think about details later. So back to the chicken. So in order to rotate my chicken like a professional, I had to do all these test animations. At one point, I got too technical. After I saw this video on Instagram, it does the top-down view, and it uses the lines to show where the corners of the rotation should be, and it works. It's just too many lines for me. It's too much guiding. I didn't like it. It was too technical. I didn't really like the animations I was making with it. But I found that the circle, if you take a circle, you put the points on it, like equally spread points, and then you put it in perspective. And that was the easiest. That's the best guide for me. It gives you something to go off of, but it's not like the last thing I did where all the lines are going. I didn't like that. And perspective. So thinking about perspective kind of made my brain numb when I was doing this. So I either ignored it, kind of like these two animations, or I just went with vibes, like with the tube. So like when it's pointed straight at the camera, I knew it was gonna be bigger because it's closer to the camera. And then as it gets farther away, it gets smaller and just kind of no guides, just vibes. And that seemed to work pretty well too. And so for the final chicken animation, I was thinking about the circle with the points on it. And you can kind of see there's a sort of arc to the rotation of it. And so after animating frame by frame for a while, the same thing always happens to me. I try to be Aaron Blaze, and I try to start animating characters by hand, using drawing skills, and then I quickly realized that I can't draw. There's a pose that I want. There's a pose that I need, and I try to do it, and I just can't make it happen. So, yeah. I'm always forced to remember why I love vectors and vector animation. So let me show you on my iPad in Toonsquid what I'm talking about in terms of like freehand drawing and vector drawing. So for example, let's take a circle. I mean, it's alright. I'm trying my best. I got a weird recording going on. Kinda gotta put my hand up, but you get the idea. So, it's a circle. Alright, let's imagine that I am rotating the tube again, kind of the one that I showed you in the beginning, and this is the point where the tube, where it's coming straight at you like that. You know, it's at its biggest point, it's closest to the camera. Now if the tube, let's say it's rotating that way, so I'm gonna have it, if it rotates over here, it's not gonna be a circle anymore. That won't look right. It's gonna be a circle, and then it's gonna start turning like that. So it's gonna turn into an ellipse. And all right, that looks, you know, that's not so bad. All right, same idea. It's gonna turn into an ellipse, a more okay, not bad. And then at some point, just gonna be that. All right, and there we go. So it's rotating like that. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's okay if I'm just sketching, and I guess I could clean it up later, but I don't want it to depend on my drawing skills. So, I love vectors. Let's do it in red. Freehand. All right. So there's a circle. But yeah, instead of having to rely on my hand on the iPad, or even, I think it's even worse on the computer, to be honest. I had one of those, like, budget tablets. I still have it. I used it 3 times and never again. Yeah, like the one, so like this is the tablet. The screen is up here. And you're looking at the screen and drawing down here. I don't know how people do that. I imagine one of those giant Cintiqs is awesome, but I mean, okay. And like it's kind of, you know, it's not much different. But let's imagine so that this tube, let's imagine it's heavy on the ends and it bends down. So each side is going to be bending down. In my mind, I understand what that would do to the perspective. But I can't draw that. So like, for example, if it bends down, I know that the whole thing is going to come down. But also this part is going to be smaller. It's going to be further away. There's going to be a tilt to it like that. So this part's going to be a bit larger. So I hope you can kind of imagine. It's like, imagine, so that's a straight. That's kind of what it's doing. Coming towards the camera and bending down. And I don't like this could use some work. But the best part, I can push it. I can play with it. I can like pull. I can do that. I don't have to. If I'm drawing it as no. Okay. Undo. Okay. No. Like. Again, I can't draw. I think that's the moral of this whole video. I'm learning. All right, but so I understand the perspective. So this is gonna come down. It's probably gonna go in a little bit because it's bending down this way. What is it? Is it too big? Yes. Oh, this is new. Oh, I could choose the points now. Oh, this is a new feature. I like it. Okay, well, it's not the greatest, but rotating a 3D object is tough. One that's bent, sort of like a soft 3D object, is very tough. You just saw me do it in a couple minutes. I'm actually kind of pretty happy with that. So that about does it for this video. There was some tips on rotating objects and a little demo of the difference between vector animation and hand-drawn animation. And if you made it to the end of the video, this far in the video, I appreciate it, and I'll give you a little reward with this beautiful, not terrifying animation and some sexy music. Enjoy if you want. Thank you very much.